Well, guys, welcome back. It is a bright, sunny February day. Today, since we've seen you last, it has rained another 4.5 inches, which puts us up about 11.5 inches in the last 3 to 4 weeks. So needless to say, it's wet. It does dry out fast, but the days are shorter this time of year, so we need 3 or 4 or 5 days like today in a row. And here lately, when we get that, it rains about that time again. So we got a lot to do in the field, but we're still waiting, so we can't do anything yet. Today I'm going to show you a little bit about the peach pruning. I showed you some of this last year, so we'll kind of go over it again a little bit. Okay, this is a tree that has not been pruned at all. It's probably 10 to 12 foot tall up there at the top. It's got a lot of stuff going on. Most of that is new growth since we pruned it last year. So we prune a lot of that off, maybe at least half of it. Okay, this is a tree that has been pruned. You can see we've cut it off to about 8 foot height. We like to where we can pick the peaches where you don't have to do too much on the ladder, maybe a little bit. But we've cut off a lot of this stuff on the inside, not all of it. We've cut off a lot of dead wood, which is, here's one that probably should have been cut off. Call it blind wood or dead wood. It's not going to do anything. But like this right here is a shoot here that's got some buds on it. What you want to do is you want to leave, you can see all this is new growth from last year. You can kind of tell the difference in the color of the bark. But all your peaches come from your growth from the year before. So all the new growth that we got in 2023 will produce peaches in 2024. So you want to leave your little lateral shoots like this that'll make peaches along here in these buds, and we'll come back and thin them off, and you'll get 1 or 2 peaches on each one of these. You know, short one maybe one that's a little longer, 1 or 2. You kind of prune it kind of in an upside down umbrella shape, and it kind of just keeps growing out, and of course it will grow up. That's why we have to cut a lot of that off. You know, they're not perfect. There's not a, you know, one way to do it, and that's the only way to do it. There are several ways to do it. But the main thing is to cut it at a lower height so you don't have peaches way up in the air. Cut off a lot of your blind and dead wood. Cut off a lot of your bigger stuff kind of in the middle. Kind of give it some air and sunlight through there. You know, and that'll give you peaches. All right, you want to also, like with our tractors and all trucks, you don't want everything to be growing too far out in the middle either. So we cut it back like this row we've started, and we'll cut it back like right here. You know, in the summer though, they will almost touch. They don't actually touch, but they'll get pretty close to each other. We pile everything up between every other tree, and then we'll come back and pick all that up and haul it off. you know, pretty much everything, maybe not everything, I would say probably at least 3/4 of what we cut off is new growth from last year. Some of it may be some bigger stuff that maybe we should have cut off the year before. Another thing we do, you don't want to let too much of it be hanging down, because when you get the weight of the peaches, you know it's going to hang even lower. We also try to cut anything coming off the trunks that are too low, primarily just so we can get our spray hood underneath all the trees when we're spraying for the grass and the weeds, so it doesn't hit it. These little buds here every, you know, inch or two, those will be your blooms. Some of them will be your leaf buds, but mostly blooms. So that's kind of what you look for too when you're pruning. You want to leave all these little laterals here that are full of those buds. Keep them kind of spaced out. Here's an example on a tree that we haven't pruned yet of some dead wood or blind wood. The color is kind of light brownish looking, but you can see there's no buds on there, so that's something you'd want to take off because it's not doing you any good. You can see the color difference here. This is something you want to keep. It's kind of purplish. Everything we do cutting wise, we do it by hand, which is maybe the best way, but it's also the slowest and the most expensive way. If I could ever find me a topper that will run off of a tractor that would cut the tops off, that would save us some time. But for now, we just do it all by hand. And it is, like I've said many times before, very slow. So we're probably a little bit behind schedule. We're out here pretty much, no matter if it's cold or warm or whatever, windy, we just can't do it when it's raining. So we need some dry weather in the next few weeks so we can try to finish. The chill hours that we need, I feel like that we've probably gotten enough. Right now we're ahead of where we finished up February last year, so we've still got 2.5 weeks. I kind of cut it off at the end of February is usually where I kind of always record, you know, what we've had. So I feel good about all that. You know, 2 years ago was less than last year, and this year appears to be more than last year. So I feel pretty good about that. For those of you that don't know, you know, peach trees, fruit trees have to have a certain number of cold hours every winter while they're dormant before they will produce a crop. And each variety is a little different on the amount of chill hours that they have to have. There's a website that I use to monitor all that, and it does a pretty good job of keeping up with it. That should kind of give you an idea of pruning and what it entails. The things that I look at on that website for my chill hours, you know, you can look at just the hours under 45, which is what a chill hour is, or you can look at hours between 32 and 45. There's some models that use that. I use the chill portions, which factor in a lot of different things. And if you have hours under 45 degrees and you get a week where it's 75 degrees in the winter, they kind of cancel some of those hours out. The chill portions factor all that in. And so once you get a chill portion, you can't really lose it. So the target for me is 55 chill portions. If I could get that many, I'd be happy. And that's where we are right now, and I feel like we'll get some more, maybe 1 or 2 more. It's kind of a complex formula how they come up with a chill portion. If you're interested in that, you can kind of look that up. But anyway, that's just a little more information on that. We're going to wrap up the video here. Hopefully the next time you see us, I will be doing something in a tractor. I feel like maybe later this week I can get the rest of my cover crop sprayed. You know, you can do that a little more wet in the field than you can obviously doing some type of tillage. So we'll probably do that first, and then we'll start working on the tillage on the older cover crops where we've sprayed. So thanks for watching. Subscribe to us, and we'll see y'all next time.